Very well. Welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Winning Life, Winning Business, and Love What You Do. I am your host, Tia Rodgers, the Life Growth Specialist. Take care of your health, save, invest, and grow your startup business mentor. And I want to welcome you to Winning Life and Winning Business as we are closing out the second quarter of 2024. We're midway of the year, so I'm hoping that we are progressing and doing what we need to do for for our for our year this year, meeting our goals. Sorry, it's a little distracting. Uh, so hopefully, as we're pursuing our goals and continuing out this year, moving forward, by this time of the year, I'm usually working towards 2025 goals um, as we are continuing on. When you set your goals, uh, and if whether you met them, not met them, we're still moving forward. So this week we have been talking about what does financial literacy look like for your family and for yourself, looking at how well we understand our personal finances and what are we doing to ensure that we are going to be well moving forward in the future, not just for ourselves, but for our families as well. So, as we are looking at finances, and a lot of times you hear us say, um, we'll talk about budgeting, managing, savings. However, budgeting, managing, and saving your income isn't the end all be all. It takes more than that. You have to definitely track your income to see where each dollar is allocated. Um, this week we asked you a question, like at what time frame, what time period of your life was it where you discovered the value of a dollar? When a dollar became important to you and how you spent it and what you spent it on, um, and how well you invested it or turned that dollar into more than just a dollar. So we're looking at all the different things of personal finances as we are uh, going into the third quarter, and we're still on a mission to impact 1 million families in financial literacy, uh, helping families to gain their buying power back, uh, understand their finances enough to where they're not just only generating and building wealth for themselves and their family currently, but also for the future generations to come as as well as teaching the younger generation the importance of wealth building beyond budgeting, managing, and saving, so that they too can understand the value of their dollars and how they're allocating for each dollar that they earn when it's their turn to go around the thing. So um, we want our future generation to put their best foot forward as they're moving. Um, we know that there are disparities when it comes to wealth and income as well. Um, and you have those that are creating forums and meetings and getting together the government. Everyone is trying to figure out how to kind of end these disparities. And it's a conversation that's been going on for years. So at this point, not that we shouldn't stop having these conversations, it's just that we should be having these conversations in our homes, because it starts with each one, teach one, and the family is the cornerstone of America. families built America. So therefore, you want to ensure that we are reinforcing and helping families to become sustainable so that they can withstand anything that comes um, through life's challenges and things that we go through in life, because it's so important to have a better understanding of your finances and how your money works. Hello, how you doing? Finding you of how your money works for you, you know, versus working against you. So you want to learn, you want to know that you're earning money, but the money that you're earning, you're allocating for it in areas where your money's growing for you without you even doing anything. Right? Making money in your sleep is what everybody wishes and dreams for, and works hard for. Right? They make decisions. We talked about selecting a niche, becoming a business owner, um, and we talked about limiting beliefs, uh, things that we fear, and believe it or not, people fear success. You could fear success. You could fear that all that you gain, you will lose. You know, it all depends on what it is that success means to you. You know, here at Winning Life, Winning Business, and Love What You Do, family over everything is what we do. The family is the key. I don't care where you're going, what you're doing. If you have a family, take your family with you. Because they're really, truly, you know, the ones that's going to be there in the end. They're the ones that's going to be there when it counts. Um, Depending upon, you know, they always say you get out of them what you put into them. So if you put the love and the care and the time and the energy and the effort into them, when they get older, they will then in turn give that back to you, hopefully, Lord willing. We talked about um, gaining knowledge, right? When you're working towards your dreams, whether it is to purchase your new home, um, and I had a conversation with someone that which caused me to kind of do a little research. I've heard of rent to buy options and lease to buy options, but the when you make a decision like that for something such as important as that, a roof over your head, you want to make sure that you've done your due diligence, because you're not the property owner. So if they were to have a hardship or something bestows them and then the house goes into foreclosure, not only are you out of your funds, you're also out of a home. So you want to make sure before getting into any type of contractual agreement, because that does not solidify you or protect you as a homeowner versus where you go through, say, possibly the home buyers courses that train you and help you, um, train you and give you knowledge on what it is to be a homeowner, as well as being a homeowner, some of the protections that are in place when you officially like go for a homeowner. We talked about this morning, that needing about a credit score of about 650 or higher to even be considered for a mortgage approval or any type of loan approval that you're going for. And if you're not at the 650 and above, what are you doing? What do you have in place to ensure that you're going to get there? It's about managing budgeting, savings, but also allocating where you're putting your dollars, where your dollars can grow for you. Do you have an emergency fund account? Do you have a tracking system so that you can kind of see where your money's going? And we talk about the hidden expenditures that we don't even think about, that we do on a daily basis. Picking up coffee from Wawa, going to what's that place called? Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts. You know, all these little things that we do on our daily basis, without even thinking about it, because it's just part of our routine. Those are dollars that are allocated, but maybe may not necessarily be accounted for in your monthly expenses. oh, excuse me, and expenditures. Apologize for my yawning. So you want to make sure that you are allocating every dollar that you are earning, right? As much as you can. Um, and we know in order to do that, it requires a certain level of obedience and discipline. you know, one thing I'll tell you for sure is that over the years, what I've learned with budgeting I'm finding it to be a little bit more easier now as the children are grown and I don't have a lot of those responsibilities. But when you are a young parent and you're responsible for young children, the roof over your head, um, everything that goes along with that. Budgeting can be a little bit more challenging if it's something that you're not used to, or if you have some negative beliefs around money, right? So first, we must conquer the negative beliefs and and change them with empowering beliefs so that we can move forward. Um, and we have to follow a set of principles or guidelines, that will lead to our financial stability and growth. And this could include sticking to a budget, even though it may fluctuate every month. You're diligently writing down what's coming in, and you're writing down all the expenditures of what is going out. So you're tracking your income. Um, you're working on building a savings, and that takes discipline. Disciplining yourself first, deciding how much you want to start contributing towards your savings. Um, I say that it's good to have like maybe $10,000 in savings to help you through a rainy day. God forbid something should happen or something you are unable to work. That's a nice little cushion to start, right? Of emergency funds in case the worst should happen. Then you want to avoid the impulse spending. You know, when you're looking at income, we're talking about life, and we be living. And sometimes there's certain stressors. I like to call them normal life stressors because they're stressors that we all experience. However, we all respond to them differently. And um, impulsive shopping could be one of the ways that you use as a coping mechanism when you're going through some sort of emotional or some type of life challenge, right? It makes you feel good. You go buy an outfit or you go get your hair done, buy your pair of shoes, something to kind of boost your self-esteem, boost your confidence to make you feel better because you're trying to get rid of that negative feeling. The only drawback to that is if you are spending more than what you actually have allocated for, then now you're putting yourself in a possible situation to be creating debt. Um, we're never going to get rid of debt. So understand that no matter how much you pay your bills on time, no matter how much you try to keep up on your credit cards, it's sort of like dirty laundry. You wash the laundry, you put the clothes on, you got nice clean clothes, take it to the laundry, whatever. And guess what? Lo and behold, by the end of that night, even if you completed all of the laundry, by the end of that night, you have laundry, right? So that is I kind of look at that as the same thing. So you want to be obedient by setting the different principles and guidelines in which you're going to be budgeting and savings and allocating the dollars that you have. You also want to maintain consistency, and maintaining consistency just means being disciplined, allocating what funds, the amount of funds that you're going to be putting up, what is going to be the time frame in which you're going to be contributing these funds to those accounts, and you're going to maintain it, and you're going to be consistent in your efforts and focus on your financial goals. Even even when faced with temptations or setbacks. That's when your discipline and obedience is really tested. When things go awry, when when the plate kind of gets smacked up out of your hand. So if you're able to navigate and still stick to your guidelines for your financial plan, and you stay focused on your efforts and what it is that you're doing, even in the midst of that, do you know how much more greater you're going to feel as you get through it? As we know, life be life and we be living, and everything is temporary in this world. Nothing is etched in stone. It's not going to be here forever, but it's all the things that we do in the interim of them and how we perceive it and what daily actions we take to keep moving forward. And I encourage you to keep moving forward, no matter what you're going through, even when it's hard and you don't feel like it, just keep going through it. Keep moving, keep pushing through it, not going through it, but keep pushing through it. It's the only way you're going to get to the other side. And believe me, it may not feel good during the process, but when you get to the other side, it's going to be so well worth it. It really is. You want to identify those that are on the same path as you, working towards the same goals as you, financial freedom, personal freedom, time freedom, and start having these empowering conversations with individuals by discussing your personal journeys and overcoming your financial challenges and the mind shifts that you go through along the process. In your story, you're going to find, you're going to be able to point out along your journey the areas of where you have shown growth. You're going to be able to point out along those lines, to point out in those areas where you have shown resilience. You're going to be able to point out and you're going to be able to point out and share with someone those moments where transformation actually took place in their life. And sometimes all three of these things happen all simultaneously. Like I said before, sometimes good and bad is happening at the same time. It happens all in the same moment. And it's in those moments where you're inspired. And not only are you inspired, but those that are watching your journey are inspired by you, by those little small actionable steps that you take towards building your financial literacy and personal growth. Now, a personal growth journey is something anyone can do. It's simple. You make a decision and then you discipline yourself. You decide what changes you want to see and you start implementing it. And you stick to it. It's no real magic wand. It's just someone that is determined to, do what they need to do to get to where they're going. If that means that they have to sacrifice different places and things, then that's what they do. They don't do things the same as other people do. They're a little different. They're not looking for, how you say, they're not going to meet you at the club. They're not going to meet you at the club because they're working towards building their business. You'll find them in most empowering circles where they're having conversations about building more, or you'll find them minding their own business, doing what they're doing. And so to get a part of their time, it is important, and you don't want to waste it. You want to make sure that you have your questions. You want to take advantage of the time that you have with someone that is on that journey and being very successful at it. We all have the opportunity to be successful in life. It's all in what we do on a daily basis and the action steps that we take, the ideas that we have, and how we empower ourselves to shape our lives. Um, as far as I know, business isn't going anywhere. I don't care what business it is that you decide to get into, or whether you decide to start your own, or whether you uh, partner with a company and sell their products. Uh, Business is pretty much here to stay, and business is booming, and business growth is predicted to continue to grow at least 5 to 15% over the next couple of decades, making companies trillions of dollars, as well as individuals. So you have to decide what it is that you want out of life. We all start off. Nobody, nobody's born with a silver spoon in their mouth. At least where I come from, everyone that I know along the journey that I've met, they have worked hard for what they have achieved. They, whether it's through academic intelligence or emotional intelligence, academic, but they're leveraging their formal education, and they continue to learn to enhance their knowledge base. They develop, they're constantly developing self-awareness skills, practicing empathy and effective communication skills as they navigate through the decisions and the relationships that they have in their life. It's not always going to be easy, but the fact that you're trying and you're sticking to it, and you are doing what you need to do to ensure that um, your goals that you set for yourself are going to be met. It's a daily discipline. It's not something that someone can coerce you into it, because if you don't want to do it for you, believe me, it's not going to happen. And I tell people all the time when I'm talking with them and I'm sharing my life journey, or I'm sharing information about my products and or services that have been blessed to partner with, that allows me not only the opportunity to take advantage of the products and or services, and the opportunity to earn all at the same time while sharing. You know, it's just been an amazing journey, and I understand that everyone is not there. Everyone's not quite ready yet to really take on the full responsibility and accountability of self, and hold yourself accountable for your success, because it's a little scary. It is scary, but the scarier it is, the better it is, right? But each time that you set a goal and you achieve it, or every time you come across a life challenge and you overcome it, and you realize that you didn't die. It felt like you was going to die, but you didn't die. So as you are building, going along, I can't reinforce it enough that it's something that you have to want. And once you show that desire of what it is that you want, and you start going for it, and you start seeking out those that have the knowledge and information that you seek, that's going to help benefit you, that you can kind of mentor or get coaching from, or kind of shadow them to see what they're doing, pick up their tips. Now, we all know that you can follow and shadow, and people can give you all the knowledge that they have, but you have to be comfortable with who you are to take that information and make it yours, right? And so that you can deliver it the way that you need to deliver it. You can't get information and knowledge and deliver it the way that it was given to you, because you're not that person. You have to be comfortable and confident in who you are. Be accepting that, it's your life, and only you can live it. And it's the things that you're going to do that's going to move the pendulum uh, further along in your life to get there. This morning, we were talking about some of the phases that I went through, and as far as business, because we know in business, the whole thing is to generate income, so that the business can keep going. You invest money into your income, but if you're investing money into a business that is not doing well, and is not creating any generating any income, so it's more like it's draining you more than it is helping you. Um, and this is a reason, probably a reason why a lot of business owners go out of business. They decide to stop because they feel like what they're putting in is they're not getting out. I want to encourage you to stick to your dream. God gave you the vision. He didn't give it to nobody else. So sometimes people can't see what you see. So in my own journey, sharing some of my own journey with you, being able to stay home and invest in myself. I got a taste of what it is to move on your own time, enjoy life. So as I was as I was having conversations, because in business you got to have the right people on your team. You got to have the right team of lawyers. You got to have the right team of financial people on your side, and you got to have not people that is going to tell you yes to everything that you do, but people that can kind of keep it real with you when you are not moving in quite the right way, to help you sustain and maintain your business and get your business up and running in the way that it needs to do, so that you can reap the fruits of your labors in it. So a big part of my issue was more money was going into the business than was coming out of the business. Revenue was down, and I shared that with you guys, right? Because I'm giving you exactly, you're along this journey with me, so I'm giving it to you. and what is that, present time tense. So along this journey, you're actually along with me, really watching the growth. The stats that I give are real stats that of the growth of the company, and along the journey, there's a lot that comes with with being a business owner. First of all, you have to decide: are you going to be a brick and mortar business? Are you going to get a business, a property to rent, or have office space? Today, there's virtual office spaces that you can rent to run your business. Or are you going to run your business out of your home? Have a place to take a section of your home, set that up as your office, and work from your home. Then there's the equipment that you need. There's printers, there's the computer. Then what apps are you going to be using? How are you going to be talking to the people that you're going to be servicing? How are you going to reach them? Is it going to be via Zoom? Is it going to be Webinar Jam? Is it going to be Vimo? How are you going to connect with your target audience? How are you going to get your message out to the people? Then on top of that, if you want to advertise, you want to make flyers, you're throwing events, all these things, you have to allocate the costs of those. And if your business is not generating, if you're not hitting your mark continuously in business, then you are going to end up with more money going in than coming out of it. So with that being said, I had to make a decision, and that decision needed to be made in 2023. As we were rounding up in the last quarter of 2023, I was advised that, hey, the whole thing of your retirement accounts and the whole point of having a little wealth cushion is so that you can, utilize it for what you need to utilize it for. But the whole thing is to contribute to it, right? So you need income coming in. You need to have earned income coming in. So at that point, I had to make a decision to as to what I was going to do. How was I going to earn money? Was I going to go back in the field in which I left, or was I going to go and build myself? Try to establish a whole nother field. So long story short, I had some decisions to make. And on top of that, I had to figure out what it was that I needed to do, what I needed to do to get to where I wanted to go. Overall, it took about a good 7 months to get in place to get to where I am now. And it was the steps that I took during those 7 months. Every day, with the decision making, reaching out, identifying different locations that could provide me the education that I was going to need to be able to retest and get certain licenses in place for me to be able to get back into the workforce. But the most important part about getting back into the workforce was being able to have that flexibility, right? Not do it like I did in the beginning, starting out. When I started out in 2016, 17, I was working full time, 9 to 5, and working every hour that I had extra in the end to get what I needed to get, in order to build, to get to this level. And that takes a certain level of dedication and discipline. And I always say I've come too far to turn back now. I don't even care if it busts all over again and it does nothing. I can always start over and do it better because I will have learned something through the process. And you will too. But the better you understand your finances and understand that things don't happen overnight, understand that each step in that process is moving you forward. It may not feel like it, and it feels like it's taking forever. And especially when you set goals for yourself, when you're setting goals like real goals to establish comfort and peace for your family, it you meet a lot of different challenges along the way, but you can overcome them. And that's why here at Winning Life and Winning Business and Love What You Do, we encourage you to keep going and striving for your goals, and never giving up, because it's your life and only you can live it. Nobody can live it for you. Um, Being resourceful when there are no resources, right? We said that this morning, right? When it comes to resources, if there's a lack of resources, that means that you have to become resourceful. So, there's all different kind of ways to overcome challenges, to meet your goals that you wish to meet. And the only way to do that is to just get to it. But again, it's a personal choice. It's a personal decision, because it's going to be you that's going to be taking the actions to do it. Um, and Winning Life and Winning Business and Love What You Do, we have a no excuses policy. Yeah, it doesn't matter what's going on. There's no reason for you to show up. There's no reason for you not to show up for you, because can't nobody else show up and be you but you. So if you decide that you want to take a break, that's cool. It doesn't mean you don't get tired and things of that nature. But when the passion burns deep enough within inside of you, and that vision is something that you can see clearly in your mental, it's just something that drives you to just continue to keep going. And it's going to change shape. It's going to take on an identity of its own, but it's going to be yours to do. It's like having a baby, from the 9 months of gestation until birth, nearly all the way into adulthood. There's different cycles, different phases, different stages, and your business is going to do the same. So we encourage you to go for your dreams. It doesn't matter what it is that you're trying to do, but we encourage you to learn who you are, who you are. Know what it is that you want. What is it that you value? And what is it that you value and care about in life? And align those with your morals, values, and principles in which you operate your life, and your passions, your vision, your life vision, so that you can get yourself where it is that you want to go, so that you can be a better you, and become better in whatever area in your life that you're working on. We all got something to work on. We're not perfect. So if you're shooting for perfection, cut it out because you're going to drive yourself nuts. Just accept who you are, be comfortable in the skin that you're in, and go for it. Leadership is like our coach, Sean Raiz, always says, leadership is not a title or a position that they created for us, right? So when you have those, when it's in your DNA, you can't help it. It's going to come out, and it's your job to develop it and grow it to where it's fitting you and benefiting you. So I just want to say thank you for your time this Wednesday, as we come together every Wednesday at 7. Looking forward to you guys joining us again next week, on Wednesday. Hopefully to have a much better topic than this one, but I just wanted to finish this week out with our Winning Life, Winning Business, and Love What You Do Wednesday evening community meeting. And if you have a topic that you want to talk about, drop it in the comments. Like I said, please feel free to share, like, and comment. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Join our community. The more, the merrier. And if you're serious about really wanting to win in life and win in business, our course is available. It's $500. We have a payment plan for you. I think it's a very simple, easy payment plan for you to get started with winning life and winning business. So if you have any questions, just reach out and ask. Send us an email. We'll gladly respond back to you and answer your questions and or concerns. Get on our email list so that you will know when our next meeting is coming up, so that we can all come together. We want to join one another live. So I'm hoping that you guys will get on the list so that you can get the information as to where, the date, and the location. All right. So with that being said, have a wonderful, blessed, amazing week. Go out there and continue to be amazing. And I'm looking forward to great things. And happy Father's Day to all the fathers. We want to thank you and appreciate. We want you to know that you are appreciated for all that you do. My father was one that around this time really didn't go for all the hoopla because he didn't see the whole point of it. He just figured he was just doing what he was supposed to do. It was nothing to be celebrated, but that's what made the celebration of him even more more rewarding and more more loving and caring. So happy Father's Day to all the fathers that show up no matter what, and consistently takes care of the family and doing what they need to do to hold us all together. Just know that you're loved and appreciated. Happy Father's Day again, and have an amazing week, guys. Talk to you guys next week, next Wednesday, same station, same time. Take care. Bye-bye.